librarian at Carver County Libraries, and I'm going to be showing you for this Get Crafty video how to make a coiled rope no-sew rag rug technique that I learned in this book, Rag Rug Techniques for Beginners. This is a library book that anyone can check out, and I would encourage you to do so. There's lots of fun projects in there. So I made a plant pot cover for this example, but today I'm going to be doing a little pen holder that's going to be using a can. So the supplies you need for this project, like I said, this is for beginners, so anyone can do this. You're going to need some fabric. This is just some scrap fabric I had left over from a project. You're going to need some pulley line or cord. This is actually macrame cord, but you can get any type of cord at the craft store. You'll need some scissors or a rotary cutter to cut your fabric, and then a hot glue gun to attach it to your container. So using the coiled rope method is super easy. I already have my rope started, but I'm going to show you how you cut this. So you want to cut your fabric into strips. So this is a great project for upcycling because you can use leftover fabrics. You could use even cotton t-shirts if you wanted to. So you want to have a nice sharp fabric scissors or a rotary cutter to cut your fabric. Doesn't have to be perfect for this project, just needs to be in a nice long strip here. So if you're using different colors, you can do shorter strips for more variation in the color. So we are going to pretend that we're just starting this, even though I already have it wrapped. So I'm just gonna glue this to the bottom and start wrapping it. So now this cord is already wrapped with the fabric, but you can also do this at the same time. So you can wrap the fabric around the cord and your object at the same time. You want to squish it down so that you can't see any of the can peeking out underneath. I'm just going to put a little line of glue so that it stays right where I want it. So this is just a pineapple can that I washed out and took the label off. So another great use for upcycling your things that would just go in the recycling. So you just keep doing this, and like I said, if you didn't have this already wrapped, you could be doing this at the same time. And when we get to the end, I'll show you how that looks. So this end piece I don't have wrapped in fabric. So I'm also changing colors. So I'm taking the end and then my new piece, and I'm just going to glue those together with a little line of glue. I want the wrong side of the fabric towards me so that the print is on the outside. And then to wrap the cord, you're just going diagonally, making sure that you overlap so that it stays covered. Now if you're like me, the first time I did this project I wanted it to be perfect and tight, and that's not how this project goes. This can just be a little messy, doesn't need to be perfect. This is a great project to do while you're listening to an audiobook or watching your favorite show. keeps your fingers busy. So I'm just wrapping this diagonally while overlapping so that there's no cord showing through. Then when I get to the end of this cord, which should line up with the end of my can, hopefully, I'm going to show you how to finish the end. So at the end piece, we want to completely cover it, so I'm going to put a dab of glue and just wrap that around. And then I'm just going to keep going till I have a little bit at the end, kind of twist that and glue it. And I can go back to my wrapping here. Hopefully this lines up very nicely. And at the top, I kind of want to cover up this edge, so I'm just going a little bit extra over, and then take my glue and pinch that down. And that is all covered. And this is popping up a little, so I'm just going to add a little more glue. And it's finished. So now I have a cute little holder I can put my things in on my desk. And that's the finished project. So like I said, this is a great project for beginners. There's no sewing involved. There are ragging techniques that involve sewing. You can learn those in this book, available at Carver County Library. A special thanks to the Laconia Friends of the Library for purchasing any of the supplies that were needed for this. And I hope you give this a try and see what fun projects you can come up with. And I'll see you again in our next video.